Now for the final monster in the deck, I have just one copy of Swift Scarecrow for battle protection. Now moving on to the spells. Start with 3 copies of Air's Rock Sunrise. This is the single greatest beast type card besides Obedient School to come out in a long time. It's basically a monster reborn from beasts with the extra effect of allowing you to decrease all monsters your opponent on your opponent's side of the field by 200 attack for every single beast type monster on the field at the time that you reborn that beast type. So you decrease it by 200 attack for every single one of them. And it's a non-targeting effect that affects pretty much everything your opponent controls. So it gets your opponent's monsters down to like manageable levels where you can then run over them with your baboons or your raccoons or other different beast type monsters you control. Next is 3 copies of Obedient School, which is pretty much the heart and the soul of this deck. As I said, you special summon 3 beast type monsters, level 2 or lower, from your deck to the field, and then you can only special summon beast type monsters for the rest of the turn, but you can still normal summon any kind of monster that you want. So it really just allows you to go through like so much stuff and be able to create so much value for your stuff. So you can special summon like any of them. So like as I mentioned, special summoning 3 monsters, including like a tree koala or a tree otter, and then normal summoning that card. But then you can also special summon 2 of them, and then Key Mouse. I forgot to mention Key Mouse is also a tuner, and go into a level 5 monster such as Thunder Unicorn or Naturia Beast. So Obedient School just really gives your deck a lot of options, and the deck would not be what it is today without 3 of them. The final card I have in here is a Chumley special, good old Wild Nature's Release, to increase the attack power of all your monsters and go to OTK. And best part about it is if you use it on like a Sandeu or something that's destruction protective, then you're not going to have to destroy your monster at the end of the turn. Right, moving on to the trap cards now. We have 2 copies of Dust Tornado for its effect, and then 1 copy of Wabaku. And that is it for the main deck. I believe it is 40 cards. And now moving on to the extra deck. As I mentioned, we're running Z-Man and Frozen Fitzgerald, but we have a couple of other XYZ monsters in here that you could probably consider. So I currently have only 1 right now, but 1 copy of Ronin Raccoon Sandeu for his just fantastic ability. Special summon a token onto your side of the field, and then use that token's effect to increase its attack power. And he creates a snapshot, and then when he has a token on the field, he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So even with untargeting and stuff, that can still be a monster that's very tough to get rid of. So that's Ronin Raccoon Sandeu. Next one is another card you haven't really seen in a while, and that's a copy of Gachi Gachi Gentetsu. Gachi Gachi Gentetsu, is the 400 attack boost monster. Special summon him in defense mode and just let him do his thing. Then we have 1 copy of Armored Kappa for the effects to increase his attack power or prevent his destruction. He has a little bit of staying power, so that's really awesome. And then I'm running 1 copy of Sky Cavalry Centaurea for just basically bouncing back your opponent's monster. And this is not a targeting effect. It just returns the monster to the hand. So it doesn't matter what that monster is. Sky Cavalry is going to really help out with that. And the final red 2 I'm running is 1 copy of Cat Shark for when you get like those massive XYZ monsters. Cat Shark doubles the attack's power, so if you have 2 things to summon, you summon a Sky Cavalry and then you also summon a Cat Shark. Cat Shark can double the attack power of the monster, which is super cool. Alright, now moving on to the Synchro monsters. Starting off, our Synchro lineup is going to be the Fabled Unicorn. When you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, the Fabled Unicorn allows you to negate pretty much everything they do. So it's a game of keeping your hand advantage the same as your opponent's so that you can just basically OTK into an unfettered field. Old Entity Hastor, mostly here for the level, but he also has a good effect. I thought about running Armory Arm, but in testing it wasn't really that good. And now, coming on for a trio that is one of my favorite to summon in the deck. I mean, I hated pulling him, but the combo of Thunder Unicorn, Voltic Bicorn, and Lightning Tricorn. Each of these monsters is actually really crappy, but they're just like a fun thing that just nobody sees coming. Like, you know, when is the last time you've ever seen anyone summon one of the 3 unicorns on you? So Thunder Unicorn's effect states that you can decrease the attack power of an opponent's monster by 500 attack for each monster you control until the end phase, but no other monsters can attack besides Thunder Unicorn. Yeah, not really that good. Voltic Bicorn has like a deck destruction effect, which when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, both players send the top 7 cards of their deck to the graveyard. Again, not really useful, doesn't really grant you any significant pluses. And then the last card is Lightning Tricorn, which when it's destroyed allows you to either special summon a Voltic Bicorn or Thunder Unicorn from your graveyard. So it's like you have to invest like 2 separate things. You have to invest in a Voltic or Thunder Unicorn, and then you have to go and invest again into a Lightning Tricorn. So not super good, but whenever I can summon these things and whenever I can beat my opponent with them, it's just there's no other feeling like it. So I run them in here basically for that surprise factor and that fun factor, and they cannot be beat by that. And then the next monster is 1 Junk Synchron because of our Junk Warriors. Thinking about bumping this up to 2 if I can, but currently right now I'm liking it at 1. And then the final 2 synchros I'm running are 1 copy of Naturia Beast and 1 copy of Naturia Barkion. And these monsters are just basically in here for being things that can easily be summoned with Earth monsters. So you can easily summon Naturia Barkion with tuners, you can easily summon Naturia Beast. So depending on what you need, each of these will be equally useful to your goals. So that are these 2 cards. And for the final monster that I'm running in my extra deck right now is the Bellwether Fusion monster, Mr. Koala himself. If you know anything about Order of Chaos, you probably saw this coming, but this is Koala, and his effect is you can send 1 Beast-type monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then target 1 monster your opponent controls to destroy it. So he's kind of like a cool thing, and as I mentioned, this is a Reiji Akaba Raccoon deck, so believe it or not, you have to draw a very good hand to do it, but there is a way to get Koala, a Synchro monster, and an XYZ monster such as Ronin Raccoon Sendave on the field at the same time. If this video gets 5 likes, I will post that up and do an explanation on some combo videos. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything that I have for the deck right now. Do note that I'm still working on this deck, and this deck is going to be implemented into Mr. Christopher Quinn's Ojama deck, but I had a lot of fun recording this deck profile, and if you liked it, please feel free to give a like, comment, and subscribe to the Team Time Riders YouTube channel. And once again, this has been the Mermail Master with this Raccoon deck profile, and I'm signing out. Peace.